My granddad first brought me to Knowsley Road when I was, I must have been about 4, which was in the early 70s, and I think those memories are a little bit hazy now, but I remember, you know, some of the players at that time, people like Kel Coslett, for example. I don't remember the exact games, but I remember being stood in the Eddington end, just on my granddad's shoulders, and then as time went on, then I remember then certainly like the 1976 final, the Dad's Army final when we beat Widnes, and then when, you know, a couple of years later we went back and lost to Leeds, which at the time I was only 10 and didn't think was allowed, that Saints were allowed to lose in finals. I still don't. It should be a rule change, I think, but they were probably my earliest memories. I think one of my personal favourites was that when I actually got to go on the pitch and I won a competition called Beat the Bomb. And that was something that was really special, because for 15 minutes I was Paul Wellens, catching bombs from the boot of Tommy Martin, and we started off. There was a first round against Bradford Bulls, and you had to put your name on the internet, and I got drawn out to play, and we went down to the old wooden gates where we could get onto the pitch, and we went on, and luckily enough I caught 2 out of 3. Which was good enough, and that's probably more than some Super League fullbacks have done from Tommy Martin, so that was pleasing. And I got to win a signed shirt and a case of beer, but just to be actually on the pitch and in front of, you know, whatever it was at the time in the ground, about 12,000 I think, was just absolutely phenomenal. My preferred choice to be within the ground, it's actually quite emotional for me. I was brought up with my granddad when he took me, and we always stood on the same barrier, and a little 2-man barrier in the Eddington end, and then I brought my sons, and I think over time we used to stand on the same barrier, which has now sort of been taken over by away fans more often than not. So that was sort of out of the equation, and we've moved now into the family stand. So we always sit now. I take my 2 boys and we sit in the family stand. But for the last game, for the Legends game that preceded the Castleford game, we went to visit the barrier, and we stood on the barrier for the last 20 minutes at Knowsley Road, and that was quite an emotional experience for us all.